announcement of a film in which I'm interviewing Krishnamurti. I was asked on one occasion to do an hour's filmed interview, and they gave me a print of it. And I thought, you know, being this close to the source himself, this might be an interesting place to show that. And if they ever arrive, who knows where those films along with my bag are, but presumably they are in Santa Barbara or will reach there. And if they get out this afternoon, then we'll send someone to pick them up. If they won't bring them, but we'll see. We hope they will bring them. But anyway, now that will be this evening, right? Right. And will it be here? Where? In here. Okay. And then tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, and if I catch a 5:15 plane from Santa Barbara, I can have dinner tomorrow evening with my children and grandchildren, and 4 hours at the San Francisco airport before I have to go back. And so, with your indulgence, I will phase out a little earlier than usual. I think it typically goes to about 5. But if anybody is compulsive about schedule, and I think I've not encountered a less compulsive place than this, but I brought along another film, my last film, which is on India and the Infinite, and that will be here in case anybody wants to linger and run out the clock according to legal stipulations.
We're going to keep that as a permanent recording.
Now, I thought that this morning, until there will be a gong or something rung for lunch, that we would simply talk about Gnosticism in general, and then this afternoon we would move our discussion over into Christian Gnosticism. Now let me say there that there is also a Jewish Gnosticism, and this comes out mainly in the Kabbalah, of which I know a little something, but I sense that there are 2 or 3 here that probably know more about that than I. It just occurred to me that when I was passing around that finger rosary, that for those in the Jewish tradition, not only could this cross, which ecumenically here is of equal dimensions, the 2 arms, could represent the Garden of Eden, but these the 10 beads could be the 10 Sephiroth of the Kabbalah, so it could function equally there. Well, my emphasis this afternoon will be on the relation of Gnosticism to Christianity, or in short, Christian Gnosticism, but because I haven't done any serious work in the other, but I hope that in our discussions that we'll be making cross-references, and those of you who do know the Kabbalah will chime in with cross-references there. And then tomorrow morning, or actually during the day, we would talk about the subtitle of this workshop. Remember, as my copy of the stated text, the contract that brought us here, namely what I said we would do, is again in my bag somewhere, so I'm pretty vague on that. But I think it said, Gnosticism, a Western path towards Asia. And in the fine print underneath it said that to note these similarities, that Christianity and Buddhism would be compared, noting the points of convergence between them. So I thought tomorrow we would move on to that final stage. Now we can see how things develop, but that is the trajectory that I have in mind. Is that okay? I see nods. Well, let's begin with some books. Needleman's Lost Christianity. I see I have only the pre-publication copy of it, but how many of you know the name Needleman? Everybody, practically. And how many know this book, either having read it or having read about it? Well, it tells of meeting a Coptic monk in, of all places, a Rangoon airport or something, where weather or some snarl in flights has grounded them for 24 hours, and they get into this fascinating discussion of what would really be Gnostic Christianity, and here he's surprised to find a living exemplar, and then they split, and a year and a half later he gets a letter saying that the monk has died and bequeathed him this manuscript. So he goes to the manuscript and calls it out. It's all a hoax. There never was such a man. It's like the Piltdown Man, except, I'm not faulting Needleman. It's a device. The Tibetans would call it upaya, skillful means. But it reads better if you think that Syrian monk actually lived. And it's fiction, but it's imaginative in the best sense. And I think it's a good book. In fact, I think if I had the publication copy, if they printed what I sent in, I said I thought it was probably Needleman's best book. Because he does put his finger in a very discerning way on the Gnostic strand within Christianity, which has become lost. So even though it's fiction, nevertheless I include it in the books related to this seminar.
Does that mean that Jacob Needleman didn't know what was going on?
No, he invented the whole thing. He never was in Rangoon. But it's done so well that, it took me about, I don't know how long, a little while, a couple of weeks or a couple of months before I did the double take on this,
Explain this at the end or anything?
No, it's just pulled off.
Right. Sort of thing. A lot of good stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Does he know you know?
Oh yes, I think now the reviewers took it in less charitable spirit than I did.
It's done in ancient times more than wasn't it? I mean, even in Christians' writings, maybe in the first couple of centuries, people would write things and put somebody else's name on them and all kinds of things.
Oh, that was a very venerable practice to write things. I guess the classic case is Dionysius the Areopagite, who 5th century or something, and I guess I'm persuaded by the textual analysis of that it could not have been before the 5th century. But he claims that it was written, he signs it, Dionysius, who was a disciple of St. Paul. But there was a totally